Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Richard and I'm the Bull Rider. And today I wanted to tell you about the forged carbon fiber shift paddles that I manufactured for my Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera. And I am super excited about these shift paddles because I have been struggling with the puny, tiny little baby shift paddles that came on this Lamborghini Gallardo ever since I purchased the car. And compared to like the Huracan or the Aventador, the shift paddles are so much bigger on those cars comparative to this one. And I feel like it really detracts from the way the car drives and the way the car feels. I was at the hardware store the other day and my wife and I were looking at mailboxes and we kind of immediately noticed that the little flag that you pop up when you have mail in your mailbox, the little red flag, looks like an original e-gear paddle that came on the Lamborghini Gallardo, and I just can't get it out of my head. And I've been in this situation more times than I'd like to admit where I'm trying to come out of a turn and I just can't find the dang paddle shifter. And I feel like everyone's looking at you in this car and it's just super embarrassing if it looks like I don't know how to drive my Lamborghini. And I just don't want to be that guy. So I feel like this paddle is going to totally transform the way the car drives and the way the car feels and hopefully avoid that situation in the future. So let's hop in the driver's seat of my Gallardo Superleggera and we can see how these paddles look and how they shift, because that is the most important thing and it makes me feel so connected to the car after I installed these bad boys. So these are the forged carbon fiber shift paddles that I manufactured for my Lamborghini Gallardo. And just so we're on the same page, we kind of have two different types of composites that I want you to be aware of. We have the forged carbon fiber that I manufactured, and you typically see on like the Huracan Performante on the interior and the exterior of the car. And it's more of a new technology. And then you have the more of the traditional carbon fiber that is woven, that you see a lot on, like, for instance, my Superleggera door cards or the interior, or, you know, pretty much any carbon fiber piece that you'll typically see is typically woven. And I'm still working on developing a woven carbon fiber shift paddle. The problem is I just don't have the technology to develop that yet. And it's something I'm continually working on, but I really don't know how long it's going to take. And it's going to take a lot of research and development on my end to get that flushed out and have it be manufacturable. I was honestly a little bit skeptical about how the forged carbon fiber would look in the car, but looking at it in the Superleggera for a little bit and, you know, really thinking about it, I really think that it fits the car, and I personally think it looks great, and it's honestly just grown on me a lot. And I love how every angle of the light shows just a different piece of the carbon fiber in the paddle, you know, depending on how you're looking at it. But let's get the steering wheel on and let's see how it shifts, because it was really cool to get these on and to finally shift them on the car. I wanted to show you how it shifts with the ignition off, and then we can go ahead and turn the ignition on and we can shift the e-gear transmission. So that will be pretty cool. And unfortunately I can't drive it. I'm still waiting on parts from a hydraulic line from when the shipping company damaged my car. So maybe an update video in the future or something like that. So in all honesty, you kind of only have 3 or 4 things connecting you with the road. You have the steering wheel and the steering feel, and then you have your accelerator pedal and your brake pedal. And then to connect you with the transmission, you have these shift paddles. And I'm not gonna lie, I really feel like Lamborghini dropped the ball a little bit when it came to the shift paddle feel. They feel really good around town because you don't have to pull the shift paddles back all the way to get the paddles to shift. But when you're doing more spirited driving, I noticed that it's really over dampened. And like, let's say hypothetically you had a gated car, and you know, if you have a manual, you can feel that metal to metal contact when you're shifting it into the next gear, and it gives you this visceral feeling like you're actually connected to the car. So what I did with the paddles was I really wanted to keep that very refined feel around the town, where you only have to pull the paddle back just a little bit to get it to shift like this. You can still hear that. But when you wanted to really get on it and really feel the emotion of the car and really be connected with your Lamborghini, I wanted it to where when you pull it back, you can actually feel the feedback between your hand and the paddle. So listen to this. And what I did is I removed a lot of the dampening inside of the paddle. And I feel like you get more of a crisp response and a more dramatic response when you really want to feel it. So let's turn the ignition on and we can really feel what this transmission feels like now. And what's cool is I can shift it at any point. Just with a little bit of delicate energy, and it will shift flawlessly every single time at any point on the steering wheel. So if I'm coming out of a turn, I know exactly where the paddle is, and I know it will shift correctly just right from the beginning every single time. And when I want to shift more dramatically, I can really pull it back and get that good engagement right out of the transmission and right out of these shift paddles. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my wife, Cami. She hasn't seen these paddles inside the car yet, but she has driven the car with the original e-gear paddles, and it'll be kind of cool to see what she thinks with them mounted with the steering wheel and everything like that. And I want to see what she thinks about how they shift. All right, you can put the key in the ignition.
Okay.
Okay, remember you have to have your foot on the brake,
Yeah.
and then you can shift it. But what do you think?
These are nice. These are way better than the stock ones.
Well, yeah, you drove the car with the stock paddles, remember?
Yeah, they look good in here.
You think they look good?
Yeah, they honestly look better than I thought they would.
Really?
Yeah, they look really good.
Okay.
And you can actually reach them
Yeah.
with like my hands being kind of small. It's like
Yeah,
nice.
you do have small hands, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's actually really nice.
Okay. Let's try to shift it. I want to see what you think. So try to put it in first.
Ooh. These are sexy.
Yeah, I like how you can shift the car without it on. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And try it
that's
again. Well, I don't think your foot's on the brake, is it? And
Yeah,
try it
I
again.
just went with the downshift. That's nice. They're like so gentle.
Yeah.
I want to use my pinky.
Yeah, try it.
Oh,
Try it at the bottom too. and See what you think.
that's
Does it work at the
fancy.
bottom?
Yeah, it does. That's really nice. Wow.
All right, put it in neutral and see if that works. Did you? There you go. Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't think you did it for a second. You like them?
I like them a lot.
Yeah, I'm
Those
gonna
are
keep them in the
nice.
car. I think they look sweet, man.
Yeah, they look sexy in here.
Yeah.
So sexy.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
No, seriously, I really, really like them.
Cool.
They look great, and they feel great.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah. Good job, baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really think these paddles turned out great, and I couldn't be happier that I got those little mailbox flags off of my Gallardo Superleggera, and I have a real set of shift paddles on this car finally. So I've been getting a lot of interest about these shift paddles, and because of that, I've decided to finally sell them. And I'm currently taking pre-orders on my website, and I'm doing the pre-orders for two reasons. The first reason being that I only have so much material to manufacture those little tiny CNC machined shift paddle mechanism interfaces. And once I run out of those, I'm gonna have to make more, and I'm gonna have to sell these paddles at a regular price. The second reason being that it's gonna take about 4 weeks before I can really get these rolling out of my shop at a regular rate. And I figured that if you have to wait a little bit, I sell them to you at a significantly reduced price. So if you are interested in these shift paddles, check out my website in the description down below. And if you have any questions about these shift paddles, please leave them in the comments down below or shoot me an email. I left that in the description as well. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a like. And until next time, thanks.